Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome. Thank you for joining me on a Tuesday afternoon. My name is Rita Panula. I am the design director for ImpressArt, and I do a lot of the education. I'm still home, so I'm coming to you guys from my home studio. A lot of us are in and out of the office, so I just chose to, since I have everything at the comfort of my fingertips here, I decided to stay home a little bit longer. So welcome. So today we are going to go over making a cuff bracelet, something that maybe you'd want to personalize with a name on it, maybe your mantra for the year. I know we talked about mantras and words in our Facebook Lives, which bring me to, if you have been bitten by the stamping bug, you are going to want to make sure to tune in to our Facebook Lives. They take place on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock on Facebook. So if you go to ImpressArt.com, set your notifications, we will pop on when we are there. If you are not able to join us at that time, you can always watch the replay. We also have an amazing Facebook group. So if you look under groups under ImpressArt, you will find us there. Feel free to join that also. Definitely, we call out new releases when we have them at Michael's, also in-house. It's a really great group of like-minded individuals, all the way from the beginner to the novice, in terms of metal stamping, and we all just really learn from one another. So definitely join us for that. But we talk about what our word is. I think that when I teach a class, I always tell people the prerequisite is to try to come relaxed and have a name or a word or a phrase that you'd like to stamp in mind. Because usually when I put you on the spot, it takes you a couple of minutes to figure it out. But, we're, a couple of weeks into the new year. So hopefully you have your new mantra for 2022, or your word, or maybe something that you want to just gift to someone, which is great. We always like random acts of kindness. We call it random acts of stamping and stamping it forward. So maybe you have joined this class today with your kit and you want to just gift something to someone, which is great as well. So today I'm going to walk you through bracelet making. I'm going to teach you how to line up your letters, how to use your sticker guides, little tips and tricks on how to get everything lined up perfectly and straight. I'm going to address uppercase and descending letters, your downstairs basement letters. Everybody calls them something different. I'm going to show you exactly how to line them up on your sticker guides to make sure that you are stamping perfectly. So I've chosen the word pause for this year, because if there's anything that I need to do, my husband laughs. He says, don't you think you've paused enough in the last couple of years? No, I feel like I've been on overdrive. So this year I'm going to just concentrate more on designing and just taking a pause and soaking it all in. And I think that's what my word's going to be. So I'm going to use that word today on my bracelet, but feel free to use any word that you'd like. Or like I said, a name, or a quote if you are not a beginner, but more of an intermediate stamper. These are great classes just to keep in your library, just to keep on going back to. I know that when I take a class, and I'm actually took classes all day today and tomorrow, I always like to save them and go back, because I always pick up things from either taking the class again or listening to the class again or watching it, so it could be something as simple as maybe a position of how I hold the stamp, or a little tip and a trick that you might have missed the first time. So it's always great to have refresher courses. All right. I am solo today. Jen is going to be here. She might pop in and pop out. Those of you who know Jen does Facebook Lives with me. She is basically my right-hand woman. So she may or may not be here to put in product and just information. I will try my best to answer all of your questions, but if there's something and a technique that is not pertaining to the project that we're doing today, but you're questioning something that you might have seen on the POG at Michael's, please feel free to email us or send us a private message on Facebook or Instagram, and we will do our best to get back to you within a couple of minutes. Sometimes it's an hour, sometimes maybe 24 hours if it's after business hours at 6, but I'm usually on there and I'm popping on and answering questions. So definitely reach out to us that way. So I am going to now turn this around. I'm going to walk you through some beginner tools on how to successfully metal stamp. All right, so I'm going to turn this camera around and we're going to get started. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to bring you to my bench. I'll pull you up a little bit. All right, so first and foremost, you always want to make sure that you have a dry household paper towel, nothing so big. I don't like the clutter on my desk, so I always rip off pieces of paper towel. So I'm just going to put this to the side. You're going to want to make sure that you have a block. Okay, at Michael's, we have the 2x2 or we have the 4x4. It's personal preference. I personally like a larger block. I feel like I have a little bit more space. I have bigger hands, so I feel like I have more space to manipulate. Okay, underneath my block is a rubber pad. Same thing as the rubber bottoms that come in the package with your block. All right, I just have a thicker pad because I have a homeschooling child upstairs for one more day before she returns to school. So I like to deaden the noise. Okay, I'm working on a really hard, sturdy surface. If you have a sturdy surface at home that you're a little iffy about, move your block on top of one of the legs on the table that you're working on. That's going to give you a really nice, sturdy surface to stamp successfully. All right, or you could always take out a maybe an old butcher block or a chopping block and use that underneath. And that's what I have on top of my table here. I feel like it gives it a little bit more stability. All right, so let's see. We also have the Ergo-Angle hammer, okay, with the brass head. Now, there are two hammers available at Michael's. There is this one, and we have the value hammer right here. So this value hammer has a soft steel head. Okay, so if you see that your head's a little beat up, that is fine. That soft steel hammer absorbs the shock of hitting. Your budget hammer is more for your light stamping. If you're really looking into and getting into jewelry making, you definitely want to upgrade to the brass head hammer. I strongly suggest this hammer for the simple fact that, and you can see that, when you hit brass on steel, the brass is soft. So it limits the bounce. Sometimes when you hit steel on steel, steel meaning your metal stamps, you'll get a bounce, you'll get a double impression. The brass, if you're going to be really diving in and really doing a lot of metal stamping and heavy stamping, you definitely want to purchase a brass head hammer. All right. Then we have our letter sets. Now this letter set is uppercase Austin. Austin is an exclusive font for Michael's that I have created. All right, it's a really playful, whimsical font. If you are a beginner stamper, I do suggest using one of three fonts actually that Michael's carries. So one would be Bridget, which sometimes comes in your kits if you purchased a kit for Michael's or separately. The second would be Melody uppercase, definitely the upper and lowercase Austin, and the numbers. Remember that when your fonts are whimsical, and what I meant from whimsical is that they move, they have movement to it. It's not as hard to stamp with them. So they're forgiving, meaning let's say your A is a little bit lower than your N and your D. It's going to sway, okay, because it's a whimsical font. It's the way it's created. All right. So along with your font, you're definitely going to need your sticker guidebook, and we're doing bracelets today. So you're going to want to use your bracelet sticker guides. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks. For those of you who, like me, I don't read packaging, you're going to see that when you open up, now I have a sheet, just for me, but for you guys, you buy them in a book. Read the directions on the first and second page. Those are lifesavers. Okay. I'm going to go into those tips and tricks that you could read from that book in a few minutes, but definitely you're going to want your sticker guides. All right. You're going to need your bracelet bending bar. And you're going to need your bracelet bending pliers. Okay. So what I always like to do first is I like to turn my block into a diamond pattern in front of me. Let me see if I could get into the chat before let's see. All right. Okay. I can't seem to get into the chat. Lindsay, do you know how I would get into the chat to see that on my phone?
I am not too sure that you should be able to see it. That's a bit strange.
Yeah, I can't. It's okay.
I'll look into it and let you.
So I guess it's all right. If you don't mind, if there's anything that just pops out to you, if you could just read it out to me, that would be fantastic.
Sure, I would be happy to.
If you don't mind that. Usually it comes up, but it's not coming up right now.
I can read out anything that comes in for you.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So again, I'm putting my block right in front in a diamond pattern, and I have two size blanks in front of me. Okay. The first is the 1/4 inch. Okay. The next is the 3/8. I feel that these are the most popular sizes that Michaels carries. Okay, especially if you're just going to put one word or a quote on it. These are super on trend, really easy to bend, and they look fantastic on the wrist. All right, so I'm going to take a couple of minutes and we're going to work with, I'm going to pull the plastic off both. Now, in the packaging, they both come with a blue or a light blue film on them. And the reason why they come with film on them is because it protects them in transit. All right, so I'm going to pull the top piece of film off of my bracelet. I'm going to leave the back on because it's going to protect it from marring. And what I mean by that is when you are stamping on your block, you have a steel stamp with your hammer. As you're hitting it into it, it tends to make a shadowing on the back of your disc. And if you leave that sticker on there, it protects the back. So I'm going to leave my backs on. I'm going to peel the front of my 3/8. My fingers aren't working today. It's very cold in New York. Lindsay, where are you?
I am in Oregon, so it's a little chilly, but not too bad.
Not too bad? Okay. It's like the wind is blowing, the ice is all over here. So, all right. So again, the bottom half is the 1/4 inch. The top is the 3/8. Now, I'm going to take a sticker out and I'm going to show you a little trick. So obviously that center mark, that center orange line is your center mark, okay, of your bracelet. Do you see these little notches underneath? And they continue on each side. That blue line that runs across, that first line that runs directly across, that is for your 1/4 inch bracelets. Okay. So if you measure it, you could always come, you want to mark your center. So it's 6-inch bracelet. You want to mark it at 3. I want you to come in with your orange. Now, this is the most important part. And a lot of people like, oh, I never knew that, but it's on your packaging in your little booklet. That line that runs across is your 1/4 inch mark. As long as that blue line is lined up to the bottom of your metal, do we see that? How that blue line is lined up to the bottom of my metal? That's going to assure me that I am stamping with a 3mm font in the center of my bracelet. The line underneath, okay, that little hash mark underneath right there, And right there, if that is lined up to the bottom of my 3/8 bracelet, that's going to ensure, okay, just like that, that I'm stamping straight in the center with a 3mm font. Okay, a 1.5, a 2, doesn't matter, but definitely with these two. And then underneath is the 5/8 bracelet, okay, which is also available. It's a thicker bracelet. Let's see if I have that here. I do. Okay, this one right here. And your 5/8 is your third mark down. Okay, do you see that? That blue hash mark? That's going to make sure that you are stamping in the center of your 5/8 bracelet. All right, so that is a little tip and trick that it's definitely something that you should put in your back pocket and definitely utilize, because it makes a world of difference, and I will show you. So I'm going to, again, I marked my center at my 3-inch mark. Okay, I have my orange right in between. I'm going to make sure that my blue line is running right at the edge of my metal. Do you see that? A little off here. Let's bring that down a little bit more. And I am all set. So what's great about these sticker guides is that it works on your block also. So it secures your bracelet down. Now spacing, I'm going to actually stamp my word twice on this bracelet, only to show you the difference of bringing my letters close together and spreading my word closer, further apart. So sometimes when we have a 4-letter word, if we have a 5, 6, 7-letter word, and we don't really want it just smack dead in the middle of it, you want to space it out a little bit more. So actually, I'm going to use 2 bracelets to show you, not just one. So the first one we're going to do, let's grab that. All right, is I'm going to space it out. So I always like to write my word on the bottom. All right, so I know I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 letters. I'm going to split that in half. So my center line is going to have my U. Okay, now I'm working with uppercase. I will get to your descenders in a few minutes. All right, now I want to spread out my word. So I'm going to bring my letters on every orange hash mark. All right, and here's my E. Here's my A and my P. All right. Now, when I pull my letter out, I always like to mark my shanks because I know that where my middle center is. And by marking them, okay, it makes it easier to bring it and drag it down. So if you're a beginner stamper and you're just starting and you can't figure it out and you're moving all over the place, remember, your stamps always go in your non-dominant hand. Your hammer goes on your dominant side. So I am a righty, okay? So my hammer is on my right-hand side. My stamp sets are on my left-hand side. If you are a lefty, your hammer would be in your left, your stamp would be in your right. It's important that when you are lining up your letters, you're not switching. Because what happens? When you switch from one hand to another, then you are crooked, you're sideways. So you want to make sure that you have perfect posture when you're sitting down. You want to make sure that your elbow is at your side, that your hands, I'm going to turn this a little bit, is rested. Your wrist is rested on your table, okay, to firmly anchor your hand. So again, I'm going to bring my stamp down and I'm going to make sure that it's flat. I'm going to lightly drag my stamp down. Okay. Now by lightly dragging my stamp down, I'm hitting that sticker guide, and that's exactly what you want to do. You're going to place it down flat, lightly drag it. You're going to line up your stamp with the corresponding letter on your sticker guide. Ooh, my pen was still wet. So I'm going to bring that down. Once I feel that ledge of that tape, that sticker guide, I know that it's time for me to hammer. Okay, so I'm going to press down, make sure that my hand is anchored, take my hammer in my right hand, or if you are a lefty, you're going to have it in your left hand, and you're going to give it one nice strike. And there is my P. Okay, so we're moving forward. Here is my A. All right, and I don't have this one marked, so I'm going to go ahead and mark it. So feel free to mark your shanks with a Sharpie marker, okay, to make it easier for you to line up your letters. I'm going to pull that down. Make sure I feel that sticker guide. Give it a nice hit. Now my U. Now, if you are stamping and you played around with it and you're not getting a full impression, you're getting a half impression, you could try doing a tilt and tap technique. Let's mark that center. Okay. And what that is you're going to take it down. You're going to lightly give it one hit at the top. You're going to tilt that stamp, still putting pressure on it. You're going to tilt that stamp towards you, away from you, to side and side. And what that's going to do is that's going to make sure that you have all of that impression in your metal. All right. Let's pull out my S. And my E. And you'll see that, you know, some letters are bigger than others because, like I said, it's a very whimsical font. All right, so here is my pause. I'm going to take my sticker. Now, when you are using your aluminum is a soft metal. All right, so you always want to keep in mind, there is a tool that Michaels carries. It's called the multifunction hammer. All right, you could use your nylon head. You could also lightly use the back of your hammer. So you see how this is a little bit, gets a little wonky in the center because of all the forging that we did. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure that your wonkiness, so if it's a rainbow effect, I like to call it wonkiness, you're going to put that flat on your block. And do you see how it kind of makes a rainbow? You're going to take the back of your hammer, literally 2 taps, and you are nice and straight again. Remember, this is a soft metal. It's a food grade aluminum. It's hypoallergenic. It doesn't turn green. It won't turn you green. It won't it won't get like all corrosive. It's not going to change color on you. It's a very good metal to have. Now, you see that I have my Sharpie marker is still in my impression. A little tip and a trick is wet Sharpie takes off dried Sharpie. So I'm going to run that over again, take my paper towel and go right over it. So now, usually it works. But now I have blue inside of my impression, but not in the middle of my U. Let me just show you what I mean by wet Sharpie takes off dry Sharpie. That wasn't a good explanation. So this is dry, it's on my metal. I'm going to take my Sharpie again, go over it, and just run my paper towel over it, and it will take it right off. All right. Now, you will see that when I say whimsical, it kind of sways. It has movement. The font has movement to it. So once I've done that, I'm going to come in with my enamel marker. So the enamel, the ImpressArt enamel is formulated to stay in the impressions, okay, of your stamped pieces. If for some reason you're having an issue with the enamel not staying in, that is simply one of 2 reasons. One, you have wiped it away too quick, all right, which I have that problem all the time because I don't like to wait, or I wait too long and it dries on there, all right. Or your impression isn't deep enough for the enamel to stay in the impression. So you want to make sure that your impressions are nice and clean and deep. And using the tilt and tap method would really help with that, okay? So I'm going to wait a couple of minutes. I'm going to dab it. All right, it gets a little bit, a little tacky, but not like glue tacky. And then I'm going to lightly wipe. And there is my paws bracelet. All right, you could see that my letters spread apart. It is very whimsical, very playful. So it gives the impression that, you know, anytime you mess up a little bit or you're off a little bit, it will give a cohesive, straight across look. All right. Now I'm going to put this aside. We're going to use another bracelet to pull our letters closer together. Here we go, right here. Let me pull another sticker guide out. I'm going to mark my bracelet at my 3-inch. Here we go. And when you're using your uppercase, you want to make sure that you're leaving enough room. So, and you also want to make sure that you're on your second hash mark, okay, with your larger bracelet blank. So I'm moving that right across, securing it to my block. And now I have my word again. I'm going to use a different pen this time. So here's my paws. All right. And we use the center mark, but we're not going to use the center mark this time. All right. We are going to simply, the widest letter that you see here is my U. Okay. So since my U takes up a little bit more room than my A, my S, and my E, and my P, I'm going to make sure that that's on my left side of my sticker guide. Okay. All right, so I have my paws. Now with this, I want to bring my letters closer together. So I'm going to use every space in between my black and my orange. With the first bracelet, we used every orange hash mark on that sticker guide. Okay, so let's begin. Now that we have our metal lined up to our sticker on both sides, we always want to check that before we start executing the stamp. We want to make sure that we're nice and straight and level. We want to make sure that our center mark is marked perfectly and centered with our orange. Okay. And we're going to start with our P again. So let's pull that out. No, it was just here. Let's pull out my A. I always like to pull out my fonts and my words before I stamp it. And I like to lay them on my left-hand side because, again, I am right-handed. So I like to put my stamps on my left-hand side so it's easy for me to grab. Okay. So I'm going to start with my P. I'm going to come down. I'm going to line that up. Now, again, I'm not lining it up to the line. I'm lining it up to the corresponding letter on my sticker guide in between my black and my orange hash marks. Place it down flat, line that up right at the center. Once I feel that restriction in that sticker, I am going to tap. And there is my P. Okay. Then I'm going to move over to my A. My U. My S. And my E. And this is going to pull my word closer together. So I used the space to pull my word closer together. I use a space in between my hash marks to spread my word more apart. I used every orange hash mark on my sticker guide. I'm going to pull my sticker guide off, and you could see that I have perfect spacing. Okay, I'm right in the center of my bracelet. I'm going to come in, remove my Sharpie. color in my impression. Now, if you wanted to texture your bracelet or make a design on your bracelet using other design stamps, please do your design first, then you put your words over it, okay?
And how long do you wait before wiping off the enamel usually?
I dab it to see if it gets tacky, and then I lightly wipe. So on the marker, it gives you, let's see, a dry time of 1 to 3 minutes, but it really depends on, you know, where you are. Because I know when I'm teaching class in Arizona, it always takes a little bit longer than New York. And it depends on the room that you're in. If you're in a well-ventilated room with air conditioning, or if you're in your she shed, it's a little hot in there. It varies. But what you could always do, like you see me doing, is dab it, okay? And if you dab it, you'll see that it's really in there, and then you lightly wipe. Okay, so there is my paws, closer together, and my paws further apart. All right, so again, you're using your orange hash marks on your sticker guide. For a closer together word, you're using the space in between your black and your orange. All right, so we're going to get to bending, but let's just take a look at what I was talking about with the plastic film on there. You're going to pull that away, and you're going to see that you have very limited shadowing on the back, okay? When you are stamping without it, it's more of a defined look. This doesn't have so much of the marring on the other side. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my bracelet bending bar. I'm going to place that right inside, firmly place my thumb against it. I always want to have my bracelet bending plier in my hand, kind of holding it up in front of me. I never want to put it down, okay? So I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to bend it over. But I'm going to bend it over to a 90-degree angle, just like that, guys. I'm not going to go any more, because what happens if you bend it anymore, you get that little curve in it, and then you have a really wonky bracelet that has a kink in it, okay? So you want to bring it over, 90-degree angle. You see how it snaps back a little bit? You want it to look like that. You're going to come back in on the other side, place your thumb firmly against it, use the palm of your hand, bring that way over, okay? And then you have a traditional bracelet. Okay, I like to use my bending bar, okay, and my pliers for the simple fact that it gives it a more rounded finished look. So what I do is that I come in to the center and I follow the curvature of my bracelet and I give a squeeze. And you see how that brings the bracelet in? And then I follow it through. Okay. Now, what's nice about the bracelet bending plier is you kind of need it, because the bar, if you're just bending with the bar, it leaves a really weird angle at the end of your cuff, and they do tend to fall off. You want a more rounded edge, and that's what this tool is for. So I'm going to come in so you could see that. Does everybody see that? See that gap? And then you're coming in and you're bending it, and it's leaving a really nice curved end compared to that just, you know, that one weird angle that your wrist falls right out of. So I'm going to come in again, come in from my center, and really form my bracelet all around. And then my end, I'm going to come in, give it a nice comment, and just pull it out slightly. And that's going to give it a really nice oval shape. Okay, so a little tip and trick on how to put these bracelets on. I know when we gift these, you wouldn't believe how many people like, I don't know how to put a cuff on, or the cuff is all bent out of shape. All you're going to do is make sure that your wrist is sideways. You're going to slide that on and twist it. Okay, this is a 6-inch bracelet. We do have them available in 7 inches. Okay, they also do come, I believe the reset at Michael's brings them in at the brass and the copper. All right, and now keep in mind that if you're using brass and copper, those are harder metals. So you're going to want to utilize your tilt and tap and a little bit of a heavier hand. What we stamped on today was aluminum. Okay, like I said, it's a food grade aluminum. It's soft, all right, and very malleable. So you want to be not as aggressive with the hits of the hammer as you would be with the brass and the copper. Let's bend again, and then we'll troubleshoot a bracelet. I'm going to pull that plastic off. All right, I'm going to come in, put it in the channel, firmly place my thumb up against it, putting pressure on it, taking the palm of my hand, bringing that right over, just like that. Same thing on the other side, thumb firmly against it, palm of my hand, bring that over. Okay, come in through the center to follow the curvature of the bracelet, give it a nice squeeze, and work my way around. Now, we are going to bend one, and we're going to overbend it, and I'm going to show you how you could fix it. I also like to call this plier my magic eraser, okay, because it takes any kink out of any bracelet that you have. All right, so we are going to come in. We're going to really overbend one, because you know what happens. I'm going to come in, I'm going to bend it. I'm going to bend it a little too far. See that kink right there? Because I've pulled it so far. Come in on my other side and bend it over. And you're like, oh no, I have a wonky bracelet. You can fix this, okay? Same goes for the brass and the copper. What you're going to do is you're going to come in, follow the curvature of your bracelet, okay? And you're just going to go right next to where that kink is, and you're just going to pull the bracelet out. You're going to lightly press down on the pliers, but you're more pulling your bracelet out, okay? So now you have that. Once you have that, you're going to come back in, and then you're going to put pressure on it and squeeze, okay? And then form your bracelet again. Work your way around. And there you go. Your wonkiness is gone and your bracelet is fixed. So remember that when you overbend it, you can fix those bracelets. Not all is lost. So don't get discouraged. You're just going to need to, again, if you have that wonkiness, you're going to lightly place a hold with that bracelet bar and bring it out. Now, let's say that you've curved a bracelet and you're like, oh, I kind of want it a little bit wider. Okay, so we're going to use this one. Now, I've taught you to curl it, to form it with following the curvature. Let's say I wanted my ends to be brought out a little bit. I wanted my bracelet a little bit wider. I'm going to come in the opposite way, okay? See this? And I'm going to lightly make sure that I'm in the center. And I'm going to lightly squeeze. Do you see how that brings that right back out? How it brings that cuff out? Okay, and makes your opening wider. That's just with a little bit of pressure. All right, so it's not only to form your bracelet, but it's to correct your mistakes. Okay, and it's also to give your bracelet a really nice shape and maybe bring it out a little bit if you want a wider stance in between. All right, so now you know how to make and bend your bracelets. I'm just going to go back and we're going to talk about descending letters. So I've worked with an uppercase today. I'm going to come back. I'm going to bring my black back in front of me. We're going to work with descending letters. So descending letters, let's say with Austin, J is a descender. Okay, so I'm going to come out. Let's get a bracelet or a scrap piece of bracelet that I had recently cut. So let's take that plastic off. All right, so this is just a scrap that I've used. All right, and I'm going to come in with a new sticker guide. I'm just going to place that right anywhere. We're really just getting the hang of our descenders right now. Okay, and let's say I have a descending. So let's say JS is what I want to put on my bracelet. Okay, and I want to make sure that it's my lowercase, you know, I don't want uppercase. All right, so let's pull out an uppercase J, a lowercase J. Actually, let's pull out a lowercase G, because my G's are always, the G's are, I feel like, more challenging. So here is my G, my lowercase. I'm going to mark my center. All right, I'm going to pull this down a little bit so we could see it a little bit more. Let's see if I could really get in there. Can I get in there? No, it's as close as I could get. So I'm going to bring it down. So remember how we placed it down and we lightly drug it. If I would lightly drag that G, it would look like an uppercase G. It would kind of look out of place. So what I'm going to do is, see that curvature of my stamp on the bottom? I'm going to make sure that that curvature lines up, the edge of my stamp lines up to that blue line. So instead of dragging it down so my stamp is sitting on my sticker guide, I'm actually putting it on my sticker guide, placing it over, because you can stamp over your sticker guides. So I'm going to make sure that my sticker guide, that my stamp is lined up to that blue line that goes across. Okay, and that's how you get. Okay, there's my G. And I'm going to come in with my lowercase s. All right, I'm going to pull my sticker away. And now you could see how your descenders look. Okay, I'm going to color that in. And your sticker guide will look like the G took a bite out of it. And maybe for you to better understand it, that's the best way to show it. So the edge of your stamp is going to sit along that blue line, and that's how you're going to get your descenders to work, okay, with your sticker guides. So I'm lightly dabbing, lightly wiping. And there you go. There is the G and the S. Okay, because if I use my sticker guide again, let's just put that back. And, you know, I used my lowercase G on top of my sticker, it would just look odd. So let's just show you. Let's say I didn't line it up with my sticker guide and stamp over it. It would look like an uppercase and just leave a lot of room on the bottom, which it's not supposed to have. Okay, so remember, when you are doing your descenders, and I'll show you another descender in Bracelet. All right, so let's say it's a Y. Okay, let's pull out a Y. Let's pull out a Y. Okay. Again, you want to make sure that that bottom line, that circumference, that bottom of your stamp, okay, is placed on the blue line. And there you go. Of course, my sticker got stuck in there. Let's pull that out. Perfect. All right. But you could see how it took. See how that stamp took a chunk right on that blue line? That's how you are going to stamp your descenders. So this is Bracelet. Let's just Color that in. Actually, it's not Bridget. This is Melody. But same goes for Bridget. All right. There you go. And there is your descending Y. And we have some sticker left in the G. Let's try to pull that out. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now for buffing, and these are available at Michael's too. We'll just go through that a little bit. If you want to polish up your bracelets a little more, we have a really nice buffing block available at Michael's. It has a fine side and a super fine side. What I would like to see everybody do is start with your fine side first and then work to your super fine side. And this is just going to give it a little bit of sparkle. Okay, it's going to buff that out. You know, if you have little scratches, it's going to take little scratches out. And you're just going to run it over your bracelet. Okay, especially if you're making to sell. See how pretty that looks? It just gives it a really nice shine and a really nice finish. Where your bracelets would be a little bit dull if you didn't take it to it. Do you see how nice and shiny that is? Okay, let's shine this up a little bit. But especially if you're making to sell, you definitely want to give a little bit more attention to the finish of your bracelet. All right, so it's just really nice to run over it. Michael's has a wide variety of packaging options for jewelry. Okay, so definitely check that out as well. But these buffing blocks are great to use. Now, enamel comes in different color. Okay, it comes in the black. It also comes in a silver, which looks really nice on the brass and copper. It comes in a patina green, comes in a brown, comes in a green, it comes in a gold. So this is a pack, okay, with the gold. It's a gold flake and a silver flake, a sienna brown, which looks, again, great on your brass and your copper. And if you don't want something so bold in your bracelets, the brown complements everything really nice. And that patina blue-green looks fantastic in bracelets, earrings, necklaces, anything that you want to put that into. And that's basically goes along, same rule of thumb as the brown, as the black. So let's play around really quick since we have a couple of minutes. I'm going to color in my G and S. Now with the lighter colors of enamel, you're definitely going to want to do it in coats. Okay, so I have my first coat. I'm going to let it dry. Lightly dab it, lightly wipe. Okay, and it looks really pretty. Look how pretty that looks. Now, if you want it a little bit darker, you're definitely going to wait for it to dry completely, which is just a couple of more seconds. All right, and you're going to come in with your marker. That's now all over my hands. Okay, and give it a nice, another coat. All right. Okay, let it dry. Lightly dab, lightly wipe. And there you have it. All right. So this is me and Jen's favorite part of doing these classes. I'm actually going to turn the camera around and I'm going to take a look at what you guys created. If any of you created, or if you want to turn your camera on and just say hi. So let's scroll through. Anybody wants to turn their camera on? We don't have anybody today. Let's see. No,
we have a shy and quiet group today. Not much in the chat.
I do
there.
have a very shy and quiet group. I do. Usually I have a bunch of questions, and it is, you know what, Laura? It is like a Monday. See, Lindsay, now I see it. Maybe because everybody was so quiet before that I didn't see it. So let's see if anybody got any courage to turn no camera. Oh, wait. No, that's me. All right. You are welcome, Laura. So yeah, so definitely, guys, like I said before, the Michaels resets they have been rolling out. You're going to see all new products. I know the last time we had a class, everybody was frantic because it was running low, but we have a bunch of new products coming in. You have the crystal setter. You have really, really great product now on your POG and new product. So definitely take a stroll into your Michaels and really soak it all in. And like I said, you could always go on our Facebook page. We always have demo videos. So if there's something that you're on the fence with, the dapping block or the hole punch, definitely take a look, or you could shoot us a message and we'll try to either send you a video on a how-to video or answer your question. So I'm excited. We have a bunch of new classes in the new year coming to you guys. And, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. So we love that we got offered to do this during our at-home quarantining. And I know, a lot of you have been tuning in since then. So thank you for that. But definitely look at that Michaels class list. I have a lot of friends that are teaching jewelry classes. So, sky's the limit, guys. It's basically just a year to get out there and start creating. All right. So thank you guys so much. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and we will see you at our next class. Thanks so much, guys.